Hello guys, welcome back to Pause. Adam here and welcome to part 11 of World Discovery. This is our Epcot World Showcase inspired theme park build here in Planet Coaster. Now today we are jumping back outside as I thought I'd leave the Log Flume for one episode. I think we'll finish that off next time, but for today, like I say, we are jumping outside back into the Mexico area. And we are doing a little bit of work on our sort of street area, so our outside kind of fiesta area. Now my inspiration for this is going to be sort of like a little village with little shacks and things like that, various different shops and things selling stuff, little seating areas and a little bit of planting. That's the general idea, and we'll get into it a little bit more down the line in this video. So if you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're new to this series, do check out all the other episodes. Check all the other episodes so far to see what we have done in this park. And if you do want to enjoy this video, don't forget to give us a like, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as it really does help us out, and I could do with some more subscribers. Please subscribe. Anyway, on to today's video then. So this first building we are doing here is going to house one of the new brands that was added in World's Fair. And it is the, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It is the Burritos. I can't remember what it's called. We'll see it in a few minutes. Whatever the Burrito brand is, we add in here. Very simple build. Just keeping these kind of oranges. Orange and reds is this sort of theme that we are going for in this sort of village area. Again, it kind of goes with the creamy kind of rocks, brickwork that we've got on the rest of the theme in the area. There we go, Burrito Bonanza, that's the badger. So that's what we are calling, well, that's what we are putting inside this building just here. And then a few of the other little buildings that we put in a moment are just going to house some very small little kiosks that sell various food and drinks around the area. Some of it's themed to the area, some of it is just very generic, but you're limited with the stuff I can do in the game, and the buildings follow a similar suit to this one just here. Now a little bit later on in this episode we also put in a flat ride in the area. Now I wasn't planning on actually putting one in, but I had a little bit of spare space, as you'll see later on, and I found something that fits quite well, and the name that I've gone for also kind of fits the area, at least I think it does, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. Once we get to it, but more so on this little building just here. Like I said, very simple. Just wanted to give a feel of like a little Mexican village. So this village has been set up around this kind of temple structure, and generally that is just the idea. that's basically what it is. There's a little village overlooking the big Mayan temple, and that's it. That's the Mexico area. That's pretty much what it's going to be. Now there's a little bit of space at the back of the area when we get to the end of this video, which I still need to work on just to cap off the Mexican sort of zone, but we are nearly there. We've got maybe 1 or 2 more episodes left of this. Like I say, we need to finish off the Log Flume, get the POV out on that, but that's not going to take us too long. I think 1 more episode on the Log Flume will do us, and just finish off that indoor section at the end of the ride, and like I said, get the POV, sort the audio, sort the lighting and the triggers, and I think that'll do us in the next one. And then maybe 1 more episode after that to finish off the Mexico area, and then we're probably looking at maybe episode 14 where we'll move on to the next country. So I want to start taking your suggestions for the next country as we move around the lake. So let me know what you think. Obviously already we've done America and we've done Mexico. So let me know, what would you like to see next? Do we go British, or do we save that for a little bit later on? Now bear in mind, remember the only one that I don't want to do yet is China, as I'm keeping that for opposite the lake, as that one is going to sort of be the main focal point at the sort of back end of the water. So yeah, we're holding off on China. So any other countries from the 10 that are in the game, yeah, let me know your suggestions, and we'll have a little think about that in the next couple of episodes. Now, one other thing that we have also done today, I didn't do it on camera, I did it before I started recording the Mexico area. I've actually already started putting in some odd little pieces from the workshop. Now, anybody who is unfamiliar with a recent update to the game, let me explain. So, a few days ago, Planet Coaster released a thing called the Theme Maker's Toolkit. Now, what that is the ability for people who have got sort of knowledge of 3D programs like Blender or Maya and things like that, the ability to create 3D objects or animatronics under relatively strict parameters that have been set out by the development team, and now you can actually import those into the game, and it's amazing, to be honest. We managed to get I managed to get a very simple untextured Pause Games logo sort of made through Blender, and that's in the game now. It's up on the workshop. Obviously it's not going to be in this part because there's no reason why it would be. It was just a test to see how the thing worked, and surprisingly it actually did work, and it's up there, so everyone can see that. Now obviously it's been a few days, I think 3 or 4 days since it launched at the time of recording this, so I've already scoured it as I am checking it quite often. And there are already a few pieces that I am using in this park. Now, one of them is it's basically a globe, a world globe. And let me just have a look actually who made it, because I don't want to. I need to make sure I give people credit for all this stuff, because it's a bit harsh otherwise. So yeah, I found someone has made a globe. So yeah, that obviously fits perfectly in the park. Right, it is Earth Model or Globe version 1.0 by Dead Eye Duck, and it's beautiful. It's got a really nice shine to it, and it's really, really nice. So what I have done is actually turned the fountain at the end of our entrance plaza. If you can remember that all the way back from like episode 1 or 2, I've actually used this globe above the fountain, so now the centerpiece of the fountain is the world, which fits perfectly in our park, as we are called World Discovery. Like I say, you'll see it at the end. I've got some slow-mo shots of that at the end of this video, and it works so well. Now ideally I want a animatronic version of it, would be incredible. So if anybody out there is able to create a spinning globe that is just very, very slowly on a rotation, just spinning, it would be absolutely perfect. I mean, it looks beautiful as it is now, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with the piece, like I said, made by Dead Eye Duck up on the workshop. It is an incredible piece. But yeah, if someone could make an animated version of it, I would be ever so grateful. Just to really cap off the entrance to this park. I mean, it really makes it look amazing. Like I say, you'll see it at the end of the video. Now, right, let me talk back to what was going on the screen. So I've put a few little pathways in. Now, the idea, like I said, for this is going to be a little town, little village. So there's a few little winding pathways in and out of the main path. Remember, the main sort of crazy paved flooring is the majority bulk of where the guest flow will be, so that's why I'm keeping those quite big size paths. Yes, obviously the Mexico area does split that path into 2, but I'm pretty confident that the guest flow will be quite good in this area, as I'm putting a lot of food and drinks around this park, so they shouldn't all bottleneck. So that's why I'm risking it with these smaller paths, but I think we're going to be okay. In a moment I do push the shops out so they're all facing outwards onto the bigger paths, just to obviously ease that bottleneck if it does appear. But generally, like I say, a few of these little shacks selling various things. I believe we've got a Mexican little Mexican shop there, Mexicante. Donuts, ice cream and fries are the ones we've gone for in this little cluster. Like I said, I wanted to have a little villagey feel, like little village market kind of feel. And with the seating area, which we've probably just seen next to the main burrito building. So that's generally the plan of it. This here is now where I sort of realised we had this bit of space at the end, and thought, will anything fit in here? And then I came across this and thought, you know what? This could look like a sombrero. So I know it's very tedious, and trust me, I know. But what we have done is, yeah, we've put in a flat ride. and I do call it Sombrero. So that is the name of this ride. To make it fit in the area a little bit better, I've sort of customed it a little bit, where we just put some rocks around the back, just so it doesn't look as temporary. So it gives it a kind of themed look to it, and I cover a bit of that path up because I don't like the way the rides sit on like a platform. It always annoys me. So we do cover that up a little bit, and it kind of fits with the area relatively well. I haven't done an entrance sign or anything like that just yet, but that is something we will work on down the line. We'll do a few bits on billboards and stuff. I'll have a day at some point where I'll just put loads of stuff together to make some logos and things. But for now, it doesn't have a sign, but we will do one. But yeah, so like I say, flat ride in the area. So now the ride count for this park is already getting up there, and we're up to 4 now. So I'll just go through them very briefly. So in the American area, we have got the Cleveland Carousel, and we've also got a very small budget dart ride, which is essentially Route 66 driving style theme. Now obviously moving into this Mexico area, we've got the Mayan Log Flume within the temple, and we've also now got this Sombrero ride. I know it doesn't look like one, I know it's very tedious, but don't worry. Imagine if this was a real park, just imagine this is themed around a sombrero. It'd have like a little spinning hat in the middle of it or something. Obviously I can't do that in the game, but we've got to use our imagination somewhere, haven't we? There we go, we've named it Sombrero. Hope you enjoy that. I did, and I wasn't expecting to put a flat in the area, and it turned out quite nice, so I'm happy with it. As always, let me know what you guys think all the way through this. I'm very, very open to all your suggestions, and I do take them on board. I promise you I do take them on board. And just to comment on a few of those things, one or two people did mention in the last video that they really enjoyed the indoor portion of the Log Flume, and they feel the outdoor portion kind of wasn't as good, that the attention to detail wasn't really there. Now, honestly, I do take that on board. One of the main reasons why I've took a little bit of break from the Log Flume, so I can sort of assess that off camera. So yeah, I do take it on board, honestly. But what I would like to hear is anyone else's opinion, really, on that outdoor section that we did in the last episode. Do you think it fits the theme, or is it a little bit too random? If the majority think it's a bit too random, I will redo it in the next episode and we'll have another pass at it. But yeah, I just want to, like I say, it's a community part, this one, so I do want to make sure I'm doing it as much justice as possible. And like the comment that was made basically said, I'm all the time I'm mentioning Disney and saying my inspiration Disney, but my level of detail didn't really live up to that in the last episode. And that is a very fair point and very fair comment, and I do take that on board. So yeah, like I said, if the majority of people feel the same, let me know. I am open to criticisms. I'm never claimed to be perfect at this game. I'm very much. I know I'm not the greatest builder in the game. Far, far from it. So I'm open to anyone's suggestions. So let me know your thoughts, and we can always, like I say, redo it. Here I'm just putting in a little bit of a utility building just at the side of the temple, very small little path where there's an ATM and some toilets, just to get them in the area. Once we get sort of phone boxes and things, I'm sure people will make them on the workshop. Imagine a phone box in this little area as well. I know most places are sort of moving away from phone boxes now. Everyone's got phones, but parks still kind of have them in the areas. Maybe even a letterbox. Some parks do have those. But yeah, a few little bits and pieces we'll put in these little utility areas. And then, like I say, we're just extending the path here just to give it another access point. Again, I'm trying not to cause bottlenecks, and I'm sort of forward planning for that. And hopefully, once we get this park open, we can watch the guest flow, and fingers crossed, everything will work out quite nicely. And like I said a few episodes ago, I'm trying to keep this park as open as possible for that exact reason. And I want to get a lot of people in, and I want the flow of guests to be pretty decent. But it's going to be a big park. Very, very central pathway all the way around, so I think guests will naturally just disperse. Hopefully, that's the aim anyway. So a few final little finishing touches to the area, just to bring it sort of together now, because we've put in a few buildings, we've put in a few shops and things, but the actual area itself was looking quite bare. So I think after today, obviously it's looking a lot nicer now, as you can see now when we go into some of the slow-mo shots. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I know it's a little bit different, and I know I said we were going to do the Log Flume today, but I just needed a bit of a break from that. Like I said, we'll get back to that soon and really finish it off. But I think it's come together quite well, my little Mexico zone. If there's any pointers, any criticisms, or anything you can think of I could have done better, or anything I've missed, let me know. Drop them down in the comments, and we can always add it between now and the next episode. As always, I'll leave a few days between each recording session, so I take your comments on board and utilise them in the next recording sort of session, and then for the next episode that comes out. So let me know if there's anything you think I can improve. And I'm very, very excited to read them, and I genuinely do read every comment. Sometimes it takes me a few days to reply or acknowledge, but every single one that comes through, I genuinely promise I do read every single one, and I love the fact that you guys are getting involved. I really do. So as you can see, the area is coming together quite well, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's just this little space here to the right of this ride that we just need to do something with next time, and I'm not sure really what we're going to do up there. So let me know. Maybe we can do like a little walkthrough area, like an outdoor little walkthrough area or something. Would be quite nice, because they're not much sort of heritage based in this area. I know there's going to be a bit inside the temple once we get working on that. But again, I'm open to suggestions, so let me know what you think. And like I said, in a second, there'll be a few shots of the new fountain using that brand new piece from Dead-Eyed Duck that I found on the workshop. So again, thank you ever so much for that. Anywho, that's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. But for now, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you ever so much. Bye.